Hi, I'm Jenna Scott, and in this presentation, I'm going to be introducing you to one of our new products called Project 1040X. And this project is going to help you stop overpaying on your taxes year after year. It will slash your tax bill if you have been paying income taxes. Now, I would like to understand how to make this screen full screen, first of all. So hopefully that's what we're looking at here. Before we get going, I would like to introduce myself. I am Jenna-D Scott, your futuristic tax coach, and I am on the cutting edge of the burgeoning alternative tax and law, or alt tax and law, which is kind of my own phrase as far as I know, because I pretty much live in a bubble movement. I am not giving you legal, financial, or tax advice. This information is for people who are responsible for their own decisions and who do their own research, or as I like to call it, DYOR, or their own due diligence, upon hearing new ideas before they come back and work with a coach slash consultant such as myself. So, are you tired of overpaying on your taxes? It always feels like overpaying. Let's be real, doesn't it? Sometimes, and I know I did this for years, I was paying 30 to 40% of my income in taxes to the federal and state, when I lived in the states that had income tax governments. So I've been there. And I am so excited. That's why I'm so excited to introduce Project 1040X, because it's not just another tax service. It literally is the future of tax filing. If you have been following politics at all at the end of 2024 and into early 2025, without getting political, you will know to what I am referring. We are at the precipice of a major change. And the reason that certain politicians and leaders can mention the idea of getting rid of income taxes is because the law is already there in place. It's just that most people have not seen it. They've been misled, or they haven't taken the time to investigate it. Now, that's why I'm here to guide you through just a brief intro of that today. And I would love to have you join my community. So go ahead and subscribe, or download the free ebook, or follow me on any one of the social media platforms that I'm currently in the process of getting going. Would love to have you. Would love to have your questions, your comments, and let's just grow this thing, because it is high time. So I would like to first just say what our mission is, and that is to empower individuals with the truth about taxation, and to help these people, not individuals, as you'll learn. Sometimes I will be, disclaimer, sometimes I will be stumbling over my words, because a lot of the words that we have been taught, we believe they mean one thing when they mean something else, and it's not always to our best advantage. So if you join this journey with me, one thing I am going to harp on a lot is getting access to law dictionaries. And I didn't say legal, I said law dictionaries, so that you can look up what words really mean. An individual has a special meaning. So we all know what the common meaning is. And so there's going to be some crossover in the vernacular. However, people is really what I mean in this instance. So I want to empower people with the truth about taxation, so that I can be supportive in helping them to, or be supportive in their process to legally reduce or even eliminate unnecessary tax burdens using little known yet fully legal provisions in the IRS code. And when I say legal, I mean lawful and legal, because you always want to cover all the jurisdictions if at all possible. And we do as men and women who walk on the land of this nation. So let's go on to the next slide, where we will talk about the fact that Project 1040X is not just another tax service. Actually, we just talked about this. Got a little bit ahead of myself. But again, the mission is to empower you, people, with the truth about taxation to help you legally reduce or even eliminate unnecessary tax burdens. And we're going to do that using little known yet fully legal provisions in the IRS tax code. Knowledge is power. So using this knowledge, as I mentioned, from the tax code itself, from the US Constitution, from case precedent, from legal scholars, we're going to utilize that information to maximize your refund and to prepare or to coach you into the preparation of your taxes at a very high level. If that sounds good to you, if you're about that, if you're about being an intelligent, sovereign man or woman of these United States of America, you are in the right place. You can see from this slide here that I have this book appointment button that is not active in the presentation, of course, but you can go to my website, jennadscott.com, and you can book an appointment there. There is a complimentary tax discovery call where we spend 20 minutes and look at your situation briefly to see what tax service or product would serve you best. Or if you feel like you have a more complicated situation, you have a lot of questions after listening to this presentation, and you really want to get into the nuts and bolts and nitty gritty, you have the option to book a paid consultation with yours truly to discuss your situation in more depth. Now, what sets Project 1040X apart from, let's say, your traditional tax preparation firm or CPA? With all due respect, because I have worked with CPAs, I've mentored with CPAs. They've mentored me, I should say, and I have learned their way, and I have practiced their way for many, many years. And so I have a solid foundation of what that looks like. But I'm one of those people that likes to push the envelope, we'll say, and find the legal and lawful loopholes to do it even better. However, that being said, I am not averse to conversing with CPAs or collaborating with CPAs or even attorneys for that matter, because I am absolutely certain and have done my research to the nth degree as far as what these references that I don't think I refer to them too much in this presentation, but there's another presentation I do that you can check out on my website or wherever it is, where I get into more the nuts and bolts and the references, the case references, the legal reference, the law, it's not really statutes, but in the Constitution, etc., that these lawyers and CPAs can eat out to their heart's content, and we can debate about it. For now, that's not really the purpose of this presentation. I want to talk about why this consultancy is not the same as your run-of-the-mill traditional tax preparation service or accounting firm, and why that's actually a good thing. Why? Because the people, the institutions that have educated those CPAs and tax preparers have basically, it's been a conflict of interest. I am different because I was blessed to not be indoctrinated with false ideas about the world. And so my imagination was left intact to go and find whatever the real answer is. Okay? And that being said, the real answer is what your comfort level is. So I'm looking for people who have already maybe started becoming aware of these things and are open-minded enough or desperate enough to have a little bit more financial freedom before this new golden era kicks in fully. And maybe it will, in the next few months. That'd be awesome. I hope it does. But if it doesn't, and people are trying to file their taxes by April 15th of 2025, when I'm doing this presentation, then you have a wonderful option here. So in this consultancy, we are applying a deeper understanding of what the law actually says. Okay? We're not assuming that all the money that you earn or gain is taxable income. So that's from your job, and gain would be from crypto, the Schedule D, your investments that you've sold, short-term investments, etc., short-term, long-term, whatever. We're going to be applying a deeper understanding of what the law actually says about this income, okay? And we're going to work with you to correct any income that may be misclassified. Hint, 99% of that income out there is misclassified, okay? That's the big thing. So using the amazing resources and references that we have, we are going to challenge outdated tax myths, and we are going to ensure that you only pay what is truly owed and nothing more, not a penny more. Now, if you owe, you must pay. We're not tax protesters. However, we do believe that many people are misinformed about who they are and about their income. So, just because I have to say things in a certain way so that it's, copacetic for the muggles and for the normies and for people who might suffer from cognitive dissonance, because the ideas that I'm presenting, I'm trying to just drop little breadcrumbs, but still it might be rocking the boat for those who are not ready for it. It's a very meticulous, methodical practice that we employ to ensure that those who are liable for their taxes are paying their taxes, and those who are not are not. Or those who are not liable, those who do not have obligation, are not voluntarily gifting their funds to a system that is doing who knows what. If you haven't been living under a rock and you've been watching the news lately, we don't know where a lot of that money's been going. So I'll get off my soapbox on that. But the bottom line is, how would that affect your life to not be giving up 20 to 40% to more, if you're really looking at the brass tacks of it, of your earnings to a black hole abyss? Okay, so let's move on. And this next slide here we're going to be looking at is going to talk about how we work with our clients, so you have a little bit more of an idea of how that actually works. Okay, so a lot of people, not everyone, we're looking for the special ones who are patriots and who know who they are. But for those who I refer to as muggles or normies or whatever, but maybe still have a hint of intrigue or curiosity, but they're worried. They're worried, is this legal? Is this lawful? That is one of the frequently asked questions that I get. Is it legal? It's 100% legal and it's 100% lawful. And we are going beyond compliance. We are filing strategically, as I just explained. If you are liable, you're liable and you will pay. If you're not liable, you're not liable and you won't pay. And maybe you think you're liable and you're not liable. And if you're not liable, but you think you are, we will do our best to educate you and provide the ideas and the resources for you to look at for yourself to make that determination if you want to move forward with not being liable, is how that works. Okay, so we are beyond compliance. Beyond. We go beyond. And again, I've studied with CPAs. They don't even look here. They don't look. The IRS code is over 1,000. I think it's 1,000 pages or more. It's probably even more than that. It's been a while since I got the number of pages. It's a fat stack of thick, purposefully obfuscationally written material to confuse people. However, thank goodness we are able to stand on the shoulders of giants, people who have done the research and the work and have connected the dots. Okay, so we are beyond compliance and we are filing strategically. Second of all, that's first. That's first and foremost. Yes, legal and lawful. Second of all, we are here to protect your rights and this is actually not accurate. You are not a taxpayer. And I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. And you don't even need to go down the rabbit hole. So don't worry. But let's suffice to say that the spoken word is more powerful than the written word. And I forgot to put quotation marks around taxpayer because you may or may not be a quote unquote taxpayer. However, you probably think that you are because you've been paying taxes. So if you just think that's what you are, regardless of whether you think you are or whether you're not, we will protect the rights of whatever hat you are wearing, whatever role you are playing. It doesn't matter. We have the resources and the knowledge to protect you. And it's beyond audits. It's beyond audits. Okay? So many companies are misrepresenting earnings as being taxable federal income on forms such as the W-2 and the 1099s. Okay? Through Project 1040X, we are helping you. We are providing the support and the consultation, the educational resources, like I said, the coaching to help you legally correct these records and to safeguard yourself against wrongful taxation. When you work with us, it means you are taking control of your financial narrative before the IRS assumes that you owe more than you actually do. That's the second way that we work with our clients. One is compliance. Two is protection. And the third way is tied in, they're kind of all tied in together, is empowerment. Empowerment through knowledge. Okay, as I mentioned, we have many resources that we can expose you to. We will talk to you. We will stand by you. And again, going back to the protection, you do need to be empowered. You do need to have the knowledge. But if you are challenged in any way, or the IRS is like, what are you doing? Which I don't think it is, because over 250,000 tax returns so far have been filed like this with no problems. There's very few problems. If there are, it's a matter of corresponding and setting the record straight, and all the resources are there. So what's the worst case scenario? You pay the taxes that you thought you originally had to pay. However, don't you think it might be worth it to explore that possibly you do not? So we're going to equip you with the knowledge and the strategies to make informed tax decisions year after year so that you can legally and lawfully, confidently keep more of what is rightfully yours. The top 3 benefits of teaming up with Jenna-D Scott and this Project 1040X quote-unquote service are: 1, we are going to drastically reduce or eliminate unnecessary taxes. We're going to leverage the tax code secrets that most preparers overlook, ensuring that you only pay what is truly required by law. Many participants in Project 1040X discover they owe significantly less or even qualify for refunds they never even knew existed. The second benefit is exceptional protection against unjust IRS claims. I just talked about this a little bit before, but by properly categorizing your income and ensuring all tax documents reflect the correct legal definitions, We are reducing the risk of audits, penalties, and unnecessary tax burdens. And you can now file with confidence and peace of mind. The third benefit is taking back control of your finances. Okay, so again, I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but if you've been paying your taxes now we know the IRS, you can amend for 3 years and that's on the books. However, Title 26 of the IRS Code is not positive law. Therefore, it is what I like to refer to as being malleable. Again, these laws, these statutes are meant to serve we the people. It is a government by the people for the people. And I'm not trying to scare you when I say that. It's so funny that people get, again, this cognitive dissonance when I mention that we're sovereign people, we the people. Okay, don't get freaked out by that. You learned that in American history. You know that is where we came from. You know that's who our founding fathers are. Don't forget, the government is here to serve us. It is by the people for the people. Anyway, yes, I know. We're talking about your freedom. We're talking about doing things properly so that the system can work properly. Absolutely, we are always coming in harmony. So when we take back control of your finances and protect you against unjust IRS claims, we are simply educating, if we must, any agents who are serving us as public servants. We are providing them with the information so that they can process things properly. Now, again, this doesn't happen often. This is rare, but I have to, being an honorable woman, give full disclosure up front because you have to be prepared for anything. I mean, an audit could happen even doing it the quote unquote normie way. This is even more secure, I believe, because we are letting them know on the front end when we send in our returns what is what, to put it in some summary form. Okay, so traditional tax preparation is going to keep you in the dark. They're just like, give us your numbers, give us your forms, fill it out, sign the paper. You have no idea what it means when you sign these things, do you? You've never read it. You've never looked at it. Now, I'm not trying to upset any CPAs, but under penalty of perjury, what does that mean? What do these things mean that we've just been voluntarily going along with to keep the status quo going? Now, I hope enough of you have woken up by now that you're ready for this to do things differently, okay? Because we want to empower you through enlightening you and making our laws transparent to you so that you can wield them to your benefit. Okay, there's legal pathways, and there's nothing about creating controversy. We are not about creating any controversy. We are not about rocking the boat. We are about keeping the boat even more stable. So we don't want to blindly follow outdated tax myths because that's what they are. Now, with Project 1040X, we're using strategies that are ensuring that you understand your rights so that you can maximize your wealth and recover some of your wealth potentially. So, are you ready to keep more of your hard-earned money? I hope so. Hope you're ready to join an enlightened group of tax insiders today. Don't wait. Just sign up for the newsletter or the social media. I will be posting on articles and blog posts, just drip feeding you if that's the kind of learner that you are, if you're not a drinking out of the fire hose kind of person. Drip feeding you the information in a palatable, understandable, comprehensible format so that you are able to recoup your wealth, maintain your wealth, protect your wealth. We want you to learn how you can start doing your taxes in a way that will transform the strategy so that you are legal, ethical, and intelligent in the way that you file your taxes. Okay, so sign up for our mailing list, click or scan the QR code, go to bit.ly/tax trust coach to learn more, to get plugged in. And if you are so inclined, go ahead and apply for a spot this tax season. We are taking clients who have paid more than $20,000 in federal income tax over the past year. and up to the past 3 years. So if that is of interest to you, make sure you get your application in ASAP. And I am Jenna-D Scott. I have been your host in this presentation. I'm your futuristic tax coach. I have a little ebook that I put together for those of you that are ready for more. It's called 14 Indisputable Facts About the Income Tax, What You Need to Know. And knowing this could save you big, so I highly recommend you go ahead and download that. You can find the link to that, because I don't think that this is an interactive presentation. You can find the link to that at the previous slide with the QR code and this bit.ly/tax trust coach, or just go to jennadscott.com and you can get you can connect with the way to get access to this free ebook. Okay, so let's connect. I've got my phone number here, 423-362-7958. This is my office number, and I am available Tuesday through Saturday. Tuesday through Friday is, I believe, 11 through 5 p.m. and Saturdays are 12 to 3. You can also email me if that's easier for you, taxremedy@jennadscott.com. Do not send me any spam. And then jennadscott.com is the website. We've got a QR code here if that's easier for you. If you're into that, let's connect. I look forward to it. And in conclusion, I have some references here that you can go ahead and explore. And with that, I would like to say thank you so much for your attention, and I wish you all the best, and I hope that I will see you around the cyberspace netherworlds. Actually, hopefully it's not the netherworlds. Hopefully it is on my website or one of my social medias. I have a Substack. I don't have it all in the presentation here, but there is a Substack. There is a which I'm stoked about. Substack has really been making some amazing gains. I'm going to be starting a podcast on there. I've got a YouTube channel. The podcast will go on there. I've got a X account, X/Twitter, where I'll be just linking to articles. I've got a Facebook. I've got an Instagram. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do all that. I'll probably focus on like X, Substack, and YouTube to start. But if you, you're on any of those other ones, then you can feel free to connect with me there, and it should link back to whatever I'm doing at the time. So let's save on your taxes this year. Let's start doing your taxes legally, ethically, and intelligently. And with that, I will bid you farewell for now. Thank you and goodbye.